Hello traders, good morning. It's 5:37 a.m. Pacific and I wanted to discuss the ESNNQ futures, talk about the overnight price action and also lay out a couple of projections for the morning session and how I might go about handling my trades. So normally the way I start looking at the futures is I start big picture always. Um, I try to look at what has happened yesterday immediately before I look at the overnight. So we saw yesterday a test of 3860, a key value edge. We found that the overnight low stat was left open. The overnight low was not tagged. A lot of the sectors, six of the nine, I believe, were bullish, and that kind of drove the S&P all the way back to prior settle. It closed the gap at 3890, 9 whatever, 3850, and then it retraced solidly. It retraced solidly all the way back to the high value node, the HVN over here. We talk about this quite a bit. We always expect when we find divergences, when we find that ES and NQ are not fully correlated, or we find that the AD/SPD, the advancing and declining issues, are not carrying the same momentum as the futures are, it sets up for a great uh, range play. It sets up for a great counter trend, trade. So now I didn't take it, and yesterday I spoke about in my afternoon analysis of the futures. I spoke about how this could have been a great guess trade. Could have been a great guess trade, and I feel like ultimately, as traders, we are guessing. Sure, I mean there are probabilities involved, and we have our setups. But ultimately, we are guessing, and I feel like this was worthy of one. I just didn't take it. I guess I was happy and well fed from my morning trade, so I decided to take it easy and just concentrate on analysis. Um, so I didn't take this trade. However, it was a good setup. So once we got that, we got a 1.3 billion sell MOC imbalance on the sell side. Obviously, that kind of really blanketed us under the VWAP, but I didn't make much of it in the sense that this is not a true, for me at least, it's not a true, VWAP resistance zone. Not really. For me, it was just MOC imbalance adjustments. Okay, so the overnight starts out really nice. It tests the initial balance low, first hour low of the RTH session, makes a nice little W, goes back up, finds VWAP support, tags the IB high, almost tags prior settle 3896 whatever, and then just it sells off. It sells off, finding resistance between the VWAP and the 3875 naked POC 76 area, right? Well, that tells us a lot. So we are not net short, of course not. We are somewhat balanced, I would imagine, with a B, small B profile, which is skewing our um, volume activity towards the low side, towards 38 to 50 area, 3850, which is obviously even more bearish than the RTH session yesterday, right? Which is okay. This is expected, right? We are looking for ES to test the 3830 area. And let me see if I can live switch to my other screen. Hopefully, guys, you can see. What I'm talking about is the 3830 edge right here. We really want to see this one be tested, and I'm expecting actually a further test of 3810, a really quick one, 3815, 3810, this area. Why am I expecting that? It's just the follow through that I like to see before the really excited buyers come in, right? I really like to see that happen. Normally, that's what it takes. It takes an extension of A, B, C, D, E. It takes an E wave to catch the really interested bulls and get them interested in entering. So as far as waves go, I'm going to call that a nice A wave here. You know, Potentially. Oh my goodness, can I draw here a B, then a C, and then a D, and then the final I mean, I'm just gonna say E, F, G, whatever, or just E. But I'm looking for the E to finish right about here, the 3820 area. I do this. I'm not a practitioner of the Elliott, count slash wave system as such, but I have some knowledge there. It's good to count waves, guys. I mean, ultimately, we are talking about swings, and that's what interests us the most. We add to our positions when we know that at least the um, what we know about the A, B, C, D, E waves, at least once we know that the E wave has finished or the C extension is over, it kind of positions us somewhat better to have a nicer price when we get in. Because ultimately, I believe that the SPY option that you're going to buy, let's say at the 38, 30 or 40 area, I believe that you should back that up with some sort of a technical analysis, right? And I think the wave count is just another tool to do so. So I did that for the NQ as well. I just counted A, B, and C waves. My C extension was into the 1275, 1290 area. Um, 12290, not, no, I apologize. I'm talking about the 12, yeah, 12, 900 and 12800 area. That's my ABC extension for NQ. So that's looking to find support in the next couple of days. Let's hope. Same with ES. Looking to find support here with the wave E extension into 3820, whatever. And that would set us up very nicely for retracements of first the 3860 area, the prior settle of 3878, and going back all the way up to the LBG areas right over here, right? The 38, 90, 91. This is where we looked below and then we actually dipped below into prior balance. Now, there's something needs to be said about balance here. I mean, I just spoke about testing an edge and then bouncing. That's not necessarily what might happen if we don't get sufficient impetus on the upside. What can happen is that how this nice little inverted U has formed here, right? This is an area of balance. It's a very large area of balance between 3860 and 3960, 100 points, right? Same logic, subtract 100 from 3860, you get 3760. You can have a nice little balancing area over here, and that, I guess, is a good thing. It's not a bad thing for ES to balance here, because it's only showing that we're getting a nice tri-modal, mode 1, mode 2, mode 3, and forming a nice little base above an older area of value 3690, which is great for finding a platform and making a step function all the way back up into the 4000 area. So I will be quite happy if it starts to do that in the next couple of weeks, makes a balance area here. um, I'm fine with that, preferably above this level 3817, given how it's was the prior top, right? So anything above this area, in fact, I should probably skew this balance to here, maybe like this. And I think that becomes a very good step function for a higher jump, right, into the 4K area. So that's somewhat medium term, but in the near term, definitely looking for a test of the 3880 prior close, then quite a solid bullish auction into 3900 this week, assuming we find support at the 3820 and we get a bounce back. Let's hope that happens. We're positioning ourselves for profit in the futures. Either direction doesn't matter for us. We can long as well as short, right? So that's what I'm looking to do, guys. Happy trading. Make sure to read the tape and the order flow. It helps me as well, as you can see on my charts. I do that a lot. Thanks for watching, guys, and please do like and subscribe.